You're listening to WTUL New Orleans 91.5 on your FM radio dial. Ooh, I'm spiking. What up, kiddos? Miss Lilly here with DJ Gris Gris for a Bassmentality takeover.
And Mike. You got Mike?
And Mike.
I'm hiding in the back. I'm standing up this time. I'm buku excited.
But we're here with some special guests. Y'all want to introduce yourselves?
Is this going to pick it up?
Yeah.
I'm LP.
I'm Killer Mike. My
And
mama
we
calls
are-
me Mikey.
And we are Twin Hype.
Yeah, we are Twin Hype. We should do it.
Since we have a pretty diverse listenership, just give everyone a little introduction into who y'all are before we get into, I guess, more specific questions.
You want to go first because you had a record deal first?
I did.
Yep.
I am LP, born Jamie Moline. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. I used to be in a group called Company Flow. I then went on to release solo records under the name LP. I started a record label called Def Jux. And I produced Killer Mike's new album and just released my record, Cancer for Cure, 1 week apart from each other.
Yeah, my name is Michael Santiago Render. I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia. I just say the Santiago because it sounds exotic. You guys can find out all pertinent information about me on Wikipedia. I'm pretty cool. Outkast put me on, and then I fell off, and then we fell out. And last night we did one of the most epic shows with me and Big Boy ever. So fairy tales do have happy endings.
Where were you guys at last night?
Masquerade in Atlanta, Georgia.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first show
Yeah.
of the Into the Wild tour with me and Mike and Mr.
MFN.
MFN, Esquire,
And Despot.
and Despot,
Yeah.
and a bunch of other knuckleheads.
Yo, shouts out to Goldie.
And Goldie.
Goldie's
Yeah.
Esquire's hype man. Shouts out to Goldie.
I'm actually pretty excited for the show
Did
tonight.
she do the beer can thing?
Who?
You
No.
talking about that Goldie?
No, not that Goldie. No.
No, but I think I know what you're talking
You're
about.
talking about Claremont Lounge.
Yeah.
No, we didn't go there.
Yeah, we didn't do that. No, we were going to go to a respectable strip club where the breasts are up, not down.
Well, she's got a comic book.
Yeah, no, I'm not mad at her.
They just give those things out these days.
Yeah,
Huh?
white chocolate deserves one.
Everyone
Shouts
has-
out to white chocolate.
Everyone has a comic book.
And then they get a movie.
Just give us a little back. One, it's apparent y'all become really good friends in the
Yeah.
process of creating this album. So how did y'all link up originally, and how did the album kind of come to fruition?
Jason DeMarco, who's a VP now. Isn't Jay a VP now? He's a VP over at Turner, and he
Adult Swim.
yeah, an Adult Swim.
I'm sure
And,
you know.
yeah, he's just a good, like, he's a good, smart, cool guy. Like a lot of guys who get in corporate positions kind of leave their cool at the door. He's a guy that kind of kept his cool, and over the years, he'd work with me on different voiceover work, had given me work on doing some singles. He'd done some of the same stuff with Elle, but he approached me about doing a full-length album, just as like a vanity piece, something cool to do. And Elle and I got in the studio first. I was supposed to, line up with a few different producers, but Elle and I got in first, and I just clicked. Like within, I think it was a 4 or 5 day work week, the first week we worked, and it just felt so right. I just called Jay, like when he was leaving, like he's got to do the whole album, and then I just began an aggravation campaign of just calling him weekly, begging him to do the record, and talking about how ill it'll be. And I flew up to New York last summer. I lived and just hung out with him. We ate hoagies. We smoked a lot of, and we made the classic rap album, and then he finished off his classic rap album and dropped them within a week of each other, and is now seen for the great and evil genius he is.
Was that planned, or did it just happen to work out that way that y'all dropped?
It actually just happened to work out that way. I didn't think that my record was going to come out quite as close to his record. I thought it was going to come out like 2 or 3 months later.
But
Like
we did say it'll be ill. We always were like two little kids, like it'll be ill if.
Yeah.
It'll be
yeah.
ill if my record drops a month later. It'll be ill if we can tour.
Yeah, we were saying a month later would be incredible. Yeah, but
yeah.
it just happened that way.
The 1-2 punch.
Yeah,
So
it
was
was crazy.
The first song you guys had worked on, like in the collaborative
Big
process.
Beast.
Cool.
Big
And it
Beast.
was the last one we finished.
Yeah. Big Beast and Untitled were the first two.
Yeah.
What took so long with that song for you to finish it? Since it was like the first one you started and the last one to finish. What was the
We
part of
started it, and then we did Untitled next, and then
Just
And we didn't have the
Untitled-
features. We didn't have the features.
Yeah, we didn't
yet.
have the features, and Untitled got leaked first, and it just kind of took a life of his own via the leak, and we just finished the rest of the record because and when you start records, the vibe will start, and you'll be like, oh, we'll come back to it. But every time we're going to come back to it, we come up with JoJo Chillin', we come up with a Reagan, we come up with Willie Burke, and then right at the end, the features were like, okay, we're ready to do it now. We were like, okay, so what are we going to do? And it was perfect for Big Beast, and it was T.I. and Bun B, and it was ironic because I started my career 9 years ago, and Adidas was the single I was known for, and Adidas was the single I didn't want. I've never really I like the people like the song, and I perform it for them, but it's not me at my core. I don't sit around all day and think about sex. I sit around all day and think about marijuana and money. But I always wanted
a man of principle.
Yeah, exactly.
A complicated man.
What I wanted to drop was a record called Reaction. That was me, Tip, and Bun B. So getting the opportunity to drop this as a first single and have a 9-minute feature-length video is pretty cool. You know?
Yeah, no,
That video was insane. I literally, at the one point when the whole tongue thing, I had to press pause, go smoke a Newport, and come back and get my. I'm not. Yeah, it got me. I don't mind gore, but that's just something about
Something
that.
about the tongue, though.
Yeah, it's I don't know what
it's like those old Deathwish movies when Bronson would just the rapist or the evil dude would just get done so violently ill.
The problem with those movies is that by the third one, it was just him going to poor communities and just tricking
people.
poor people into trying to steal something, and then he would just shoot them with a bazooka. He'd remember that one where he'd park a really fancy Cadillac.
Way more bizarre too.
But he would.
The guy with the purple mohawk.
But in the third one, he went to the projects and he just parked a brand new Cadillac outside the projects and waited for someone.
Yeah, but about a third when it was about a third when
he was just out of his mind. By the third one,
you get away with killing a couple people. You just find a reason.
He was just wiping out whole communities.
The mechanic.
There's none better.
Speaking of Big Beast, let's take a quick break and play that song on the
go.
computer. Y'all want to give it any introduction or just let it speak for itself?
Yo, you're one of the few people who look like your radio voice. We were just talking about that on the bus.
Really?
Yeah, she looks as good as she sounds.
Oh,
I'm
thank
just here
you.
to tell you guys that.
I didn't even actually. It's been an ongoing debate for the last very long time if I actually change my voice when I get on the air.
Well, you swag up. Let's just
No,
say that.
I really just speak more softly because I'm a pretty loud. I'm from Jersey. I'm very Jersey, and then I'm very loud and rambunctious, and so gotta tone it down so I don't break people's eardrums and stuff. But
it's a choice. You can go either direction, really.
you want to give it a little intro or just?
This is Big Beast. You should probably go watch the video because it's pretty cool.
And you're tuned into WTUL New Orleans Bassmentality Takeover.
Yeah. All mother dealers and the strippers in the club.